About you and Tank, if that would happen. I know you sparred with him, correct?
Yeah.
So you and Tank, if that were to happen.
I feel like me and Tank fight how it go would be like electrifying. Like me and him are both mean, aggressive, bully. We bullies in the ring, like we bully the bullies.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? I'm the type of fighter I love to bully the bully. So if you got two fighters in there, mentalities is like that, then it's gonna play out to be a great fight. And I'm just up for the challenge for real. And it's a Davis on Davis, like it's gonna be
Yeah.
a great promotion. I feel like that fight could break numbers.
Reports claim Gervonta, Tank Davis, and Keyshawn Davis have agreed to a massive $500 million mega fight, a matchup that has had the boxing world buzzing for months. With both fighters now reportedly signing the deal, the long-awaited showdown is finally becoming a reality. Even more surprising, Tank is said to be planning for this to be the final fight of his professional career, making the event even bigger for boxing fans.
Hanging up his gloves, and this fight is the perfect way to say goodbye with a banger. Let's break it down.
Tank said he's now the new face of boxing. What do you think?
For sure, he's facing boxing. I don't have no problem with saying that. You know what I'm saying? Like he deserves everything that's coming to him. He's the face of boxing for sure.
And he's that guy. You talked about how good Shakur is. Do you think people sleep on Tank's skills? They just see him as a knockout artist?
Who sleep on Tank skills? Nah, don't nobody sleep on Tank. Like,
well, I just go because so many people just think he's a knockout artist, but I think they underestimate his boxing IQ.
And back in 2021 in August, I sparred Tank, and he's skilled. Like he's skillfully. Like he's like you can watch me fight. I'm skilled. When I got in the ring with him, he's skillfully great. He's great. Like Tank is all the way around a great fighter for sure. He's for sure like Shakur the man. Tank the man too. Tank the man to beat right now because he got the popularity and the skill. You know what I'm saying? Shakur the man right now, but he's just not as popular as Tank.
The reported $500 million agreement would make this one of the richest fights in boxing history. More than just another title fight, this is a clash between two of the sport's biggest names. Fans have been demanding this matchup for months, and the excitement surrounding the event continues to grow.
This isn't just another boxing match.
This rivalry didn't appear overnight. For months, both fighters have exchanged subtle shots through interviews and social media, creating growing tension that has slowly built into one of boxing's biggest storylines.
That shit was fun. I ain't gonna lie, because I like a dude that ain't scared of me too. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas be scared. I ain't sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be scared in there. You feel me? That's why I love sparring Terrence Crawford. You feel me? Because he a nigga. That nigga ain't Shakur. They ain't scared of nothing. Cause niggas be scared. I ain't sugarcoat. You know what I'm saying? Niggas be scared in there. You feel me? I love sparring Terrence Crawford. You feel me? Cause he a nigga. That nigga ain't Shakur. They ain't scared of nothing. They ain't worried about nothing, and they can fight too. So when it came to Tank, it was like that. You feel me? So yeah.
Let's take a step back and unpack this drama.
The rivalry reached another level after Keyshawn Davis scored an impressive knockout over Gustavo Lemos. Instead of simply celebrating the victory, he grabbed the microphone and publicly challenged Gervonta Davis, making it clear that Tank was the opponent he wanted next.
I would prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would knock Tank short out. Tank is a great fighter. Hats off to Tank. I'm not even about to just do all that. Like, Tank is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows that. You got the power, you got the skill and ability. He's patient. You know what I'm saying? But I know who I am. That little short ain't touch me. And I'm coming with that same shit he coming with. And he know that. His coach Kenny, got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? So go fight the nigga from Cuba. Nigga, I'm gonna fight Tank. Stop mentioning other people when I mention your fighter. What you talking about, boy? Like, don't play with me, bro. Y'all know how I'm coming. Tank, if you wanna fight, send me a contract, bro. Tank,
Calling out Tank is never an easy move. He has built a reputation as one of boxing's most dangerous punchers, but Keyshawn showed no hesitation. Confident in his abilities, he made it clear that he wanted the biggest challenge available.
Hey, a world title. But also, we gonna come back to Norfolk, man. So y'all don't forget about me. Y'all keep supporting DB3. But a world title definitely gonna be next. 2025, we got big plans for everybody in the boxing world. Hey, Gervonta, knock, knock.
You've been on that all week. Listen.
Initially, Tank appeared uninterested, with plenty of other options available. But as fans flooded social media and analysts continued discussing the matchup, it became impossible to ignore the demand for the fight.
I feel like I beat Tank too, as well. Only time I see him come out fast, it's on a cruise. I know boxing, and also I know myself, so.
Yeah.
Eventually, Tank reportedly accepted the challenge and signed the contract. Whether motivated by competition or by giving the fans what they wanted most, the blockbuster showdown is now closer than ever.
So from the game, we've seen a lot of tit for tat, name calling, and we've seen a lot of playing around, but we're not seeing the fights we need to see. So I think this will start something good.
Now, on the flip side, we got Gervonta Tank Davis, who just KO'd Frank Martin. Frank Martin had similar amount of fights as Keyshawn Davis had. What they did with after Tank knocked out Frank Martin, they said that Tank was cherry picking, fighting people that didn't have the experience that he has.
Right.
So do you think it would be the same thing if he was to fight Keyshawn and get the knockout and win that fight?
Honestly, I wouldn't think it would be the same, is because Keyshawn is a lot more confident than Frank Martin. He's a lot more experienced. When Tank was letting Frank Martin know that he wasn't ready, and he was saying to him, you don't know enough, he was being honest about that. But the reason it mattered is because Frank Martin, as an amateur, probably maybe 50, 60 fights. Keyshawn, as an amateur, 100-plus fights, and an Olympian. You know what I mean? So that's a different caliber of guy. The confidence level is way different. You know what I mean? So Keyshawn would go in there and not be scared and not be afraid and, shoot his shots with confidence. So that's what would make it a lot better fight.
Now, also with Keyshawn on the other side, if he was to win that fight Tank and win that fight, come out victorious, what would that do for his career?
Best in the world at 135. You got to be fair. If anybody else was to beat Tank, that's what they would say. So he the guy now. I don't know if we would call him the face of boxing just yet, but he's the guy.
At 135.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up with So if Keyshawn Davis is to come out victorious against Gervonta Tank Davis, if that fight was to happen, what does that do for his career?
He's automatically declared the number one guy in the world at 135 pounds. The respect should be there. Tank is the guy. So if Keyshawn was to beat him, now he's the guy.
This fight goes far beyond business. It's personal. Their rivalry has been fueled by months of back-and-forth comments and growing tension. Keyshawn wants to prove he belongs among boxing's elite, while Tank is determined to defend the legacy he has spent years building. With Olympic experience, an unbeaten record, excellent footwork, sharp defense, and impressive stamina, Keyshawn enters the fight as one of the toughest opponents Tank has faced.
The fact that Lamont Roach is as familiar with Tank Davis as he is, it goes beyond them fighting in the amateurs. They've spent time in camp together. He's been around Tank. He's seen Tank up close and personal, whether he's in the ring with them or not. That matters. When you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what they're thinking, that changes everything, Saying all this to say that because I know we got a lot of people, it don't matter. When he get hit, he going to sleep. Just wait for it. This might be a fight until he gets hit. And again, he's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and he doesn't go away, we got a fighter in our hands, I think it's a good fight. I think that there's better fights for Tank Davis, but this is a good fight for him.
Keyshawn's recent performances have earned praise across the boxing world. His rapid rise has convinced many fans and analysts that he is one of the sport's brightest young stars and a legitimate threat to any champion.
Keyshawn's boxing IQ is off the charts.
Even Tank understands this won't be an easy assignment. Keyshawn possesses the speed, skills, confidence, and hunger needed to challenge for the biggest victory of his career, making this one of the most intriguing matchups in boxing.
Into this fight, and Tank knows it.
Adding even more drama, Keyshawn has reportedly been training with Floyd Mayweather. Since Floyd once guided Tank throughout much of his career, many believe he understands Gervonta's strengths and weaknesses better than almost anyone. That experience could provide valuable insight as Keyshawn prepares for the biggest fight of his life.
So that fight can still happen. But after this year, I'm out of.
Could we see you with Shakur before you go?
Why you think about retiring? For what? Like, who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing.
You don't think he's better than any of the guys you
looking
face?
more better than him. Who that? Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this nigga.
So you would rather
keep screaming this nigga name? He haven't done nothing.
You rather fight
Keyshawn haven't even done nothing.
So what do you say to those who say that you might be afraid? So what do you say to those who might be saying that, Tank is afraid of Shakur?
Afraid of what? Afraid of what? Us fighters, if we're afraid of somebody, it got to be somebody hitting us and hurting us. Like, he don't have no offense. Everything is defense. Defense only winning basketball and football.
The stakes become even greater because this is expected to be the final fight of Tank's professional career. A victory would allow him to retire on top, while a loss could completely change the ending of his boxing legacy.
Davis Keyshawn, this new guy, he's 140 pounds. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis. That's him right there.
Ooh, no, I thought he was.
Ooh, there you go right here.
Oh, yeah.
He's a young guy.
Nice combination.
He's quick.
Good. Yeah.
Ooh. It's a harder puncher.
And
Tank has spoken openly about wanting to retire and spend more time with his family after years at the highest level. If this truly is his farewell fight, he'll be determined to deliver one last unforgettable performance before walking away from sport.